All right, boys, y'all come in here. Everybody wants to see y'all. Come here, Jax. Hey guys, today we're gonna make a Christmas treat for our fur babies. Yeah, this is Benny. Y'all are always hearing them bark and carry on. And Jax, come here, Jax. Everybody wants to see you, babe. Come here. Come on. He's looking like Mama, am I in trouble about something? But this is Benny. And I worked at the vet's office up here in town for Mary Beth Brantley for 10 years plus. And I got Jax from there. Somebody dropped him off. A man that was near and dear to our hearts, Mr. Pete. He has passed away. But he came in one day and said, I've got this little dog. Jax, come here. I'm talking about you, baby. Come here, Jax. Come here. He said, I've got this little dog and this girl's leaving him behind. She's moving away and she can't take the dog and she's just leaving him there. And he was concerned about it. And so he had told the girl, I'll try to find him a home. So he said, would y'all take him? Well, of course, back Mary Beth, always at Union Vet, always take in dogs. And all our veterinarian clinics and hospitals do that and try to find them homes. They act as little shelters too. So anyway, they took Jax in, and he was 4 months old, and he was bad. We sent him away to 2 different homes, and they brought him back. That's how bad he was. Let me go get him, y'all. Jax, am I talking bad about your baby? Come here. Come here, Jax. Are y'all camera shy? Are you camera shy? Yeah. We're going to be making you some peanut butter treats for all your fur baby friends, too. Do you have some fur baby friends? This is Jax, y'all. And so he stayed. We sent him home with one lady, and he got brought back. And we sent him home with another girl, and he got brought back. And it was getting close to Thanksgiving, and he didn't have a home. All the Christmas holidays and stuff. And every time I'd go in the back, he'd be in his cage, reared up on it, just wagging his tail, so he wore me down. So I sent John a picture of him. I said, baby, can I bring him home? And so Jax came to live with us. Yeah, he did. You want some peanut butter treats, huh? That sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Let me give you a little piece of peanut butter. Let's see here. Let me get it like this. Am I making too much noise, baby? Here you go. What you think, Jack? But y'all are always wanting to see him, and he's the one that's so vocal. Benny, are you missing out on some peanut butter? So anyway, Mr. Pete found him a very good home. I went to church with Mr. Pete, and he said, did y'all find a home for that dog? I said, yes, sir, we did. And so he's bad. He's rotten. Yeah, he is. It's like having a grandbaby living with him when you get our age. we don't make his mind too much. Come here, Ben. Come here, baby. Come here. Let's get you some peanut butter. He said, Jack's got peanut butter. Mama, I want some peanut butter. You got to believe. Now, Benny, he was another little rescue. My daughter-in-law, that's married to my oldest son, Blake, Amanda, she, a lot of times if they find a situation in a home where there's too many animals, possibly a hoarding situation, they'll call her. She's on the list, and she'll foster babies. Yes, she will, like Benny, huh? Yeah. And she fostered you, didn't she? Yeah. And I went down there and I saw him. He was in a home. A woman had him in a trailer home with 75 other dogs, and he was living in a cage on top, up toward the ceiling, on top of so many other dogs. Weren't you being Yes, you was. I know it. So anyway, he went home to Amanda's, and they fostered him right here to me. I met him and said he was so sweet. Yes, he was. And Amanda had named him Bentley, but the kids were little and called him Benny. So Benny it was, huh? Y'all want to go back on the couch? They said we were napping on the couch. Yes, we were. But everybody wanted to see y'all. Yes, they did. All right, I'm gonna make treats for all our fur babies, okay, including y'all. Yeah. I usually, y'all want to see them, but I usually don't pick them up because I'm getting ready to cook for people, and I don't want to have dog hair and all that. It's just not clean, but hey, if we're making for fur babies, it'd be alright. They said it'd be alright, they don't care, but I am gonna wash my hands, y'all. Give me just a second. Wash, wash, wash. It is freezing outdoors here. Just a couple of days ago, I had said it had warmed up here in Louisiana, and I mean, it is freezing outside. I went outside feeding my chickens and my cows and checking on them before it gets dark. We've been in the office all day. The puppy dogs have been working hard in the office today. They sleep while Mama works on paperwork, but they're supervising is what they're doing. So anyway, I had to run outside and just check all the animals before it got dark, and it is cold. It had my ears hurting. It was so cold out there, y'all. Good gracious. Ugh, yuck. But anyway, we're gonna make this, and I got when I started doing this was several years ago. I found this little package for $1. I think at Target, which I like to say Target, but could have been there, could have been the dollar store. I don't know. And they were literally $1, and it had a package. It's got a little bone on it. It says to and from, a little sticker, so you can write that. And inside it is a recipe card. And on the recipe card, it has peanut butter dog biscuit recipe, which is fabulous. You can keep that for other times. And it's even got the little cookie cutter. You watching me now, aren't you, Benny? Benny's right here. I've got his undivided attention since he got a lick of peanut butter. But anyway, so it comes with a little cookie cutter and the recipe. And I would make the treats is what I would do. And then I'd give them a little bag of the cookies with the recipe and the cutter. And I did that for my nieces with puppy dogs. And I've got grand dogs and all that. So I gave all of those away, and I kept one for myself so I would have the recipe and the little cutter. So now this year we're just going to make them and give them away and not worry about, because I don't have any more of these little packages left. But weren't they cute and sweet? They were, weren't they? I know. I'm going to put my little cookie cutter down. Peanut butter dog biscuits, and I got everything out. First thing we start with is half a cup of water. Oh, now Jax is going to talk now that he's not on camera, right? Let's see how he's going to act now, don't we? So I've got half a cup of water. Put that in here. Now 1/2 cup oil, and I'm using vegetable oil. Yes, I am. Let's get all the vegetable oil. Make their coats nice and shiny, huh? And what's next? 2 eggs, and I've got my farm fresh eggs going in here for them. For my fur babies, I've got several fur babies. I've got grand fur babies and niece and nephew fur babies, so I make lots of these. 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. And let's see here. Get my tablespoon out. And I'm pretty generous with the peanut butter because puppy dogs like the flavor of peanut butter. So I'll say heaping teaspoons of peanut butter. How about that? Yeah. Yeah, 3 of those. A lot of us have dogs like they're our own kids, don't we? I know. So they need a Christmas present too, don't they? They sure do. Yes, they do. All right, get that out of the way. Oh, and I need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. See, these are really good little dog biscuits, aren't they? 2 teaspoons. They're not just cruddy, they taste pretty good. They do not have sugar in them, which is good. Puppy dog said they're good without sugar, and sugar's bad. Bad for all of us, isn't it? I know, it's bad, but it tastes so good, doesn't it? I do a little sprinkle of salt too, just a little pinch like that. Okay, I've got my liquid ingredients here. Right here, I'm gonna have to kind of whisk that peanut butter up. All right, then I've got in this bowl, I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Alrighty. And into that, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of cornmeal, and that's all-purpose cornmeal too. It sure is. And to that, our only other thing is 1/2 cup of oats. And I have old-fashioned oatmeal right here. I'm going to put a half a cup of those. Just like that. There we are. It says Whisk. Let's see here, guys. If I can find me a clean whisk. Whisk these dry ingredients around. Just kind of mix them up a little bit. No big deal. And it doesn't call for any soda or baking powder. It doesn't. I guess they're nice and crunchy for a puppy dog. They like that bone. And if you don't have a bone cutter, you could just use a regular little small biscuit cutter. You could use any little shape you want. And if you don't have a cutter, just cut you some squares or triangles. You know, puppy dogs don't care what they look like. The shapes and the colors and all that of their food is to please the owners, to make us say, ooh, that looks so good. Let's feed that to them. And they don't care. They just care about what it tastes like. That's what they care about. And that we give them a treat, don't they? All right, guys. I'm going to kind of whisk around this peanut butter too, so it won't be clumpy. And whisk my eggs a little bit. Easier said than done, isn't it? How about me not whisk? How about I got this right here, so I'm going to turn it on low without making a big old mess up in my kitchen. Really? Really? I've already done some crazy stuff today. I washed John's t-shirts and underwear and socks, and I was getting them all out and hanging them, and I noticed that his t-shirts, I would see little dark specks on them, like they were wet or had oil on them or something. I thought, well, what in the world? And I kept hanging them up. Well, finally I came across this little cap and a whole tube of cortisone. I guess John had in his t-shirt. Well, it got washed and it was dispersed all in his wash, and it's just his socks and underwear and t-shirts, and it's his work t-shirts. So I said, and a couple of sleep shirts. So I said, well, you know what? He's just going to have cortisone infused laundry. I am not doing those again. Needless to say, the cortisone tube didn't make it. It was empty once, and so all his clothes would be nice and medicated for him. Oh goodness, does stuff like that happen to y'all too? And it's so frustrating, especially during this time when you're so busy, you don't have time for that, and that's when that stuff seems to happen, doesn't it? But I went on and folded it all up. It's nice and clean, and it's just socks and underwear and t-shirts, so it'll be alright. There's worse than that, isn't it? I know it. Sure is. Okay, guys, that's pretty good. Let's see if this is going to be big enough. I wanted to use a glass bowl. My big glass bowls are down in my canning kitchen. And I have some big stainless steel mixing bowls in here, but y'all can't see what I'm doing. And I know y'all like to see what I'm doing. I do too. If I'm watching somebody cook, I like to see too. I'm not going to lie about it. I do. I like it. I'm adding a little bit of my dry ingredients at a time. I'm trying to turn this little cheap mixer on low. It doesn't really have a load. It's kind of on and off for it. Okay. Oh, that peanut butter smells good. Very good. I keep calling these cookies for dogs, but it's actually biscuits is what it is. Peanut butter biscuits. And I bet they don't taste too terribly bad to us. Do y'all? I bet not too. Okay, y'all. Alright, I better stop that. I was going to try to sling them off of there, but my bowl's not deep enough, so I'm making a big old mess. My thing I do, a big old mess. Okay, guys. Yeah, these oats in here give them good texture, and that's everything in here is pretty well good for your puppy dog, isn't it? It sure is. So you don't have to feel bad about giving them to them. Doesn't have any milk, you know, it doesn't have any sugar, so hopefully they'll be good for your little puppy dog. And I don't know why it has cornmeal in there. It must help with the texture and maybe some of the crunchiness. I don't know. I don't know, but that's the little recipe that came on there, and I don't even change it up. I thought it was a fantastic little recipe. I love all the vanilla in it. Goodness gracious. If anything, I can entertain y'all with the mess I can make up in the kitchen. And y'all see how it's a little bit soft, I guess what I'm trying to say. So what you do when you're going to make cookies and you want them to hold their shape real good, I'm going to put it out on some plastic wrap and wrap it up and put it in the refrigerator. Give me about 20 minutes and I can get everything cleaned up, and then I'll roll it out. My goodness, it smells like I want to take a bite right now. They smell good. Truly good. They do, they do. Jack says, they do, Mama? Jack, are y'all going to share with all your little cousins? He says, I guess so. I guess so, Mama. Yeah, you will, won't you, baby? He said, well, if you wrap it up and give them to them, I guess I'll have to, Mama. I'll have to. Oh, and my baby talking, y'all both came back in here. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's get this wrapped up. Just kind of, I know I got stuff all in the way, don't I, guys? Just kind of put it into a flat disc like that. But you see how it's really squishy, so you can tell it wouldn't hold its shape very well. Now I'm going to let it get nice and cold in the refrigerator. Give me just enough time to clean up my mess and to feed y'all some little sample bites, huh? They said, we want some of our cookie dough. Come here. Come here, baby. You want a piece of cookie dough? There you go, baby. Oh, yeah. He said, that's going to be good. Come here, Chocolate. Come here, bud. Come on. Oh, my goodness. You're going to make Mom come pick you up, huh? There you go. You want some peanut butter? They said, Mom, this is weird. You putting us up here with your food and letting us eat right here off the counter. I know. Okay, guys. I'll see y'all back in about 20 minutes, and we'll put these cookies in the oven. Or these biscuits. Like I call them biscuits, not cookies, don't I? Hey, guys. I started making supper too while I got cleaned up and let our dough get kind of hard and kind of rest, and it lets all the glutens develop and just does better, and then let it cool. I started making, I'm going to do roast beef po' boys with gravy and homemade french fries tonight for supper. Easy Monday night meal, but still nice and comforting to us, because you can dip your french fries and that po' boy over in that nice roast beef gravy. Oh my goodness. It's so good. It's so good. But anyway, we got to finish these cookies. It's a pretty big amount. I'm going to start with half of the dough. I don't remember how many it makes, but we will find out this time together, won't we? I just don't recall. I just don't. I need to write all this stuff down, but I'm usually on to the next thing, so I don't know. I need somebody to sign me writing this stuff down. Okay, y'all. I put some flour on my board, on my island here, to make sure it doesn't stick, because it's a nice oily biscuit dough, and it smells so good. You can smell that peanut butter so very well, and you can smell the oatmeal in it too. Isn't that crazy? Just making sure it's not going to stick. I'm going to flour my rolling pin, and like I say, I used about half of this dough right now, okay? That way I can work with it easier. You can do whatever you want. Like I say, this is not a tough dough, so you don't have to manhandle it real bad. And you can do these, the little recipe card doesn't say how thick or how thin. It doesn't, so I don't know. It's going to be 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch thick, somewhere around in there, guys. I usually tend to go fairly thin because I want to make several for all the little fur babies, and I'm going to flour up my little cutter like that. Yeah. Put that over there. Slide my cookie pan. I've got me a cookie sheet and I put me some parchment paper on it, but the instruction says lightly greased cookie sheet. But they're just covering themselves because this is some oily dough, so I bet you don't even have to grease. That parchment paper just makes for real easy cleanup, and I'm trying not to waste any of it, and I won't. I'll keep on and I'll keep on till I use all of this. Y'all see I'm coming along and I'm cutting. I'm not going to sit here and make y'all watch me do all of this. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this, and then while they're baking, I can finish up my supper. John's not even home yet and it's dark. We are so busy this year. I think COVID got us started real late in the season with jobs. And usually John's not even working this time, and we're just so busy. We're so very thankful. Truly, we are very thankful. What I was going to tell y'all, these bake on 400 degrees in the oven for 20 minutes. And then what they want you to do is turn your oven off, and I crack my oven a little bit, and you let them totally cool down in the oven, sitting in there with it just cracked open just a tad. And what that does is let them completely dry out and harden like a nice crispy bone instead of a biscuit. And that's what these puppy dogs want. They want something to chomp on, don't they? Y'all see these? Aren't these just the cutest little things? They're so cute. I'm gonna come show y'all. You see them? Aren't they precious? I love them, love them, love them. So I'm going to put these in the oven. I'm going to make all these. As y'all see, I've got plenty to make. It makes several, and I'm going to count them this time. I am. I don't count stuff. John counts everything. And I'm just one of those non-counters, and he's one of those counters. So, but this time I'm going to count, so we'll know how many this one recipe makes for future reference. Right? Yeah, we will. We'll count this time. I'm going to keep on, guys. I'm going to do my second little half of this cookie dough and get them all in the oven, and then when I bring them out, or I'll let you see what they look like when they're done before I let them just cool down all the way. So I'll be back. Hey y'all, I'm still cutting out cookies. My little puppy dogs, they figured out this is for them, and they are right at my feet. Yes, y'all have. They said, Mom, you're making something for us. I was talking about all the fur babies. All of us love animals, don't we? And I love people that love animals. There's people that love animals, and there's people that don't love animals. Two kinds of people in this world, isn't it? They keep us company. They do. They love on us when nobody else is. They really do. I love them. Love little fur babies. I've got my two, Jax and Benny. Then my oldest son, they've got some grand dogs for me. They've got a golden retriever named Holly. She's a rescue. She's one of my grand dogs. They've got a Rottweiler, sweetest Rottweiler you'd ever meet in your life, named Petey. He's a rescue. They've got Sadie. She's a little Scottish Terrier, a rescue. And then they've got a little Chihuahua named Tinker, and I call her Stinker Tinker. And then they have got another little dog. She's a little white. She's a couple of breeds. I don't remember what she is. And named Willow. She's a mess is what she is. They've got several animals, and they've got several kids. And kids love growing up with animals, and they rescue all the time. And I can't say anything as mama, because that's all I ever did raising my boys. I brought animals home from the vet's office constantly, from the dumpsters. Oh my goodness. So John used to tell me, baby, you can't save them all. And I would say, I know, but I could try. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand if I saw something lonely or scared or hungry. Let's see. Then on my youngest son, John Tyler's side, I have a grand dog. She is a rescue as well, named Sister. And she is, she's a bird dog. She's a beautiful little thing, black and white, so mild mannered. So good. All my grand dogs are lots better than my own dogs. But let's see, who else do I have? Then I have nieces that have dogs and nephews that have puppy dogs. I've got Lulu, she's a little dachshund, she's my niece dog. And I have Miley, she's a little chihuahua, she's my niece dog. And I've got more nieces and nephew dogs, so I've got plenty to send these to. And then I have some niece and nephew kitty cats and kitty cat grandbabies. So I gotta come up with something for them. I don't think they want a dog biscuit, do y'all? Eat up with a dog biscuit. I'll come up with something. But anyway, I've never met a little puppy dog that didn't like these peanut butter treats. So I hope that y'all's fur babies enjoy these as much as all of our little fur babies in our family. I sure do. Now this is making several, so I'm not counting yet because I'm not finished. I just want to come on here and talk about all my fur babies in my life. And of course then I've got friends with fur babies too. So I mean, it just goes on and on, the little list. Yes it does. I'm gonna have to get me another sheet out, y'all. That's fabulous. Fabulous, yes. Okay guys, I'll be back. Okay guys, it made 38 altogether. Yay, that's a pretty good amount, isn't it? I'm going to slide these in the oven 20 minutes on 400. Then I'm going to turn off my oven. I'm just going to crack my door and I'm going to let them stay in there and completely cool down in there. That way they'll get nice and dried out and be a nice crispy hard bone peanut butter biscuit for the fur babies. Hey guys, I just wanted to show y'all, they were in there 20 minutes at 400. You see they cooked up and they held their shape really nicely, just like we wanted them to do. They smell so good. They smell like peanut butter cookies baking actually. I'm going to slide this back in the oven. I turned my oven off and I've cracked it, okay? That way they can just cool down and dry out. Kind of like you're making meringue cookies. They need to dry out slowly, cool down. And they'll be nice and crunchy, crispy for the puppy dogs. And since I don't have any of those envelopes left, I bought like 10 or 15. I know I bought 15 of those. I think I found them at Target a few years back with the little cookie cutter and everything in it. So now and I gave them away like I would give that away when I gave the treats away. So now I'm just down to that one for me to make the treat. So I just found these little things. It says baked with love, and I think I ordered these last year off of Amazon. And it's smaller little cellophane bags, and you can put 2 or 3 or 4 depending on how many you're going to give each fur baby or how many fur babies you got to do for. So anyway, I just want to show y'all how I'm going to do that. And of course the puppy dogs, they'll have to try a sampler. But anyway, I just want to show y'all that and hope that y'all can come up with something cute and sweet for your little fur babies for Christmas. And if you won't, make that little treat for them. And I'm fixing to get back on our roast beef po' boys, and I want to tell y'all that since I mentioned it. I do have a roast beef po' boy recipe. I've already made those back, I don't know, during the summer or something. So hopefully you can find that video. If you're like, well, I missed that video, Amy. Hope you can go find it. Bye-bye, y'all. See y'all next time.